Yes, folks, welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It's time for another starting 11 prediction. This time for tomorrow's trip to Perth to face St Johnstone. We're back after missing the starting 11 prediction during the week for the game against Livingston. Apologies for that. Got a lot going on at work at the minute, my actual job. So couldn't make the video on Tuesday, but we're back today. I thought the game against Livingston was really good on Wednesday. We covered that in the full-time reaction. I thought after a sort of slow start to the game, we absolutely blew Livingston away in that 10-15 minute period towards the end of the first half, 3-0, and that had an effect in the second half because the game was essentially won and we made some changes, brought some of the new signings on, but I thought the team were really, really good. Some great individual performances across the pitch. The consistency is still going. The consistency is absolutely remarkable this season. Scoring so many goals, and long may that continue. I thought it was another good performance. And as I keep saying just now, it's just about ticking off all of these games as we head towards the run-in. That 9-point gap is a really healthy one. It's just about taking each game as it comes and keeping chalking up the wins. So St Johnstone come into this game on the back of a bad run. Only one win in their last 5, but that win was on Wednesday. A 2-0 victory at Fir Park. And we remember the last time we went up there, it was really, really tough. It was after the Leipzig away game in the Champions League though, but we needed that last second Giakoumakis winner for a 2-1 victory that day. So we know that St Johnstone have got the ability to make it stuffy, make it a difficult game for us. We're familiar with the approach. It happens basically every week. So there's no doubt this game could be difficult for us and we'll have to perform better than we did in that game back in October at McDiarmid Park. Hopefully we don't need any last minute heroics this time around. We'll get to the team and we'll start in goals as we always do with Joe Hart. Not too much to do the other night. Bruce Anderson did hit the post after Starfelt got caught on the ball. I think there was one or two times where Hart had the ball at his feet where he maybe wasn't at his sharpest, but there's no doubt he'll start in there tomorrow. I think at right back it'll be Alistair Johnstone, who continues to impress since he's arrived at the club. I love the intensity he plays with. I love the energy he brings to the team. And I think he's surprised a few people in terms of the style of his play. Coming for Canada, I think you can tell he likes the physical side of the game. And he's fit in really well to this Celtic side. At centre half, Carter Vickers and Carol Starfelt. Touched on Starfelt's mistake the other night to let Anderson in, but it's another league game where those two started together and we haven't lost, so that partnership, as we know, as ever, is really strong for us. And brilliant for Greg Taylor to be back in the team in the last couple of games. That's made us a lot stronger. He scored a brilliant opening goal the other night. Nice touch out of his feet and a great strike across the keeper into the far corner. That's a couple of goals for him this season. He is putting up a great case for Player of the Year. The consistency that he's shown, the growth in his game since Ange arrived at the club, how well he's taken on the instructions that the manager's given him, how well he's adapted to that inverted fullback role where he has to go into midfield and be a lot more involved in the build-up and get himself forward. I think his forward play has improved a lot in the last 18 months. So full credit to him, and as I say, he's got to be in with a shout for Player of the Year come the end of the season. In midfield, Callum McGregor in the deep position, Hatate in front of him, and I think Aaron Moy will come back into the team for Matt O'Reilly. He's been keeping O'Reilly out generally in the last 3 or 4 weeks. O'Reilly did come back in on Wednesday and got a start. A nice ball over the top for Kyogo's goal from Matt O'Reilly, but I just think Moy will come back into the team for this one. Excellent at Tannadice last week, and I just think that's a brilliant option for the manager to chop and change between they two, who are both excellent players, but I think right now Moy is the man in better form. In terms of the front three, I'm going to go with Maida on the left, Jota on the right, and Kyogo through the middle. We have seen a couple of sub-appearances for O through the middle now. Very, very early days, but you can tell he's a big physical presence. Maybe trying a wee bit too hard in his cameos so far, coming out wide, trying to dribble. It'd be nice for him to get in the box and maybe grab a goal. That'll do his confidence world a good, and I look forward to seeing more of him. We've seen Iwata off the bench the other night as well. I think you can tell what his qualities are, even though it's early in his Celtic career. A lot more to come from those guys, Kobayashi as well. And the manager touched on this yesterday in an interview with Sky that I watched. We've we've had to sell Juranovic and Yakimakis, who are sort of 27, 28, and we've brought in 3 or 4 younger players who have got a lot more development in them. And again, it fits with that model that if these players can come here, do well, is that point in the road where they might attract big bids, and Celtic will have to do what they can to maximise the profit and then again replace them as we have done here. And I think this is the first test, as I say, of the Postecoglou era where we've lost 2 relatively big players in Juranovic and Giacomakis, and we have to replace them. But the one thing you have to say is that throughout the tenure of Ange Postecoglou, the club have done forward planning much, much better than they have done in my lifetime following Celtic. And that bodes well for the future. But it's something that if we want to be aggressive and have this high turnover of players and operate in this model, we have to be really sharp in the transfer market. And so far, we have been like that. So there you go. That's the front 3 I think the manager will go with. Kyogo through the middle in excellent form. A great goal the other night. Jota looked decent in spells. He's coming back into form after that excellent goal at Tannadice last week. And Dyson Maeda got lots of plaudits for the guys on full-time reaction for his performance the other night as well. So we're in a great place, so much competition across the pitch. I don't think there'll be too many changes. Like this video, comment with your own thoughts in the team below. Who do you think will start tomorrow? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you tomorrow in Perth for full-time reaction. Thank you.